Hello, it's me, your man with the face. You're very welcome to this video. Today, I'm going to be taking the 125 here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 out for a bit of a jaunt around Cork, and it's a very different video. So yes, I'm in VR, I've got a new camera position, I know the lighting is going to be terrible, I know all of this is work in progress, but the reason why I'm showing this, well, I want you to be part of kind of where we take this. I'd love to hear your feedback and any suggestions you might have. Might be for camera positions, it could be to do with the audio, and the reason why we're over here, well, on today's flight I'm using the DOF Reality H3 motion platform. It's all sorts. We got left, right, roll, pitch, and yaw in a motion rig, and I'm coupled that along with a Moza Force Feedback Base and a flight stick. I got the Windwing Orion throttle, we got our Thrustmaster TPR pedals, and all the visuals here, well, they're coming through the Pimax crystal light. This is, without a doubt, the ultimate flight sim setup, and well, it's incredible. A big shout out to DOF Reality. They sent me out this rig to build it. They do give you sufficient instructions to build the base. A little bit of head scratching comes in when you want to mount a chair. I struggled a little bit. The chairs that I use a Rosie, that's the brand, or a Rosie, and yeah, I struggled a little bit. I went out and I bought a new chair. This is a GT Omega. It's very comfortable. It's just like your car seat. You know, you can roll it forward or back. It has the back goes right back. It's grand. But I struggled a little bit. But you know, they've great support. I was able to drop an email to say, lads, I'm kind of stuck, and they're like, sure, this is what you need to do. So in terms of, you know, putting it all together, a lot of it is done for you. In terms of making it work with your sim, you know, you have access to the software. When it comes to the software, so far I found this is pretty much plug and play. Just plug it in and you're good to go. Same with the Moza, same with pretty much everything. Now, you do have a ton of options. You can really dial in the settings. You can dial in how fast or how slow you want the impact of a motion rig to be. But by and large, it's plug and play. Same with the Pimax Crystal Light. I mean, Pimax just released a new update, a software update, and also some new firmware. So I'm going to be testing that one out in today's flight as well. We're on the ground here at Cork. We're going to fly out over the city. Going to head down to maybe Cove, have a look at Hull Bowling, and we'll ramble back in towards Cork as well. Relatively short flight. So my plan here is get the aircraft up and running, and well, you'll see the rig, hopefully, the movements. And again, we'll try not to worry too much, hopefully, with the visuals of this camera that we're looking at here. I really hope you guys can give me the feedback to say, no, Murph, move the camera or put a different camera, get more light in there. You let me know in the comment section below. Right, anyway, let's see if we can get this machine into action here. So let me see, we'll go ahead and turn on the battery. Get our fuel pump turned on. What else do we want to do? Generators are off. Let me see, anti-collision lights coming on. The horn switch turned on. Pitot is down here. We'll worry about that once we get starting on the aircraft. So we'll flicker avionics on here shortly. But rotor brake coming off. And we'll go for a start on our main engine. Okay, we're looking good. So we're going to wait for that power to come in, and then we can take it out of idle and put it into flight mode. Beautiful shadows here. We have rotation. We have our little map down here as well to keep us company. And let's see what happens. Alright, avionics are now online, aircraft is powering up, fuel pump is looking good, Pitot, he can come on. Great sounds out of the chopper. Quick look around, we're down at the general aviation parking area at Cork Airport. And I think we're looking and sounding pretty good. So a couple of last moment adjustments, and we can down here get our lights turned on. Okay, we're looking good, lads. Right, so flight control tests. This is to test not only the aircraft but also the motion rig. So I'm feeling this input in the motion rig. Now you mightn't be able to see it too well, but you'll see it and what it can do. Visually, it doesn't move an awful lot. However, what you feel on the forces of your body, it's like G-force. What you feel, it's incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. So again, angles, visuals, the sound, all of this is a work in progress. The idea of releasing this as a video, it would have ended up in the trash, and you know, I learned from this anyway. I'm going to watch it back and say, okay, I need to change this and I changed that. But I thought it'd be kind of cool. Let's go on this journey together, right? Let's build this into something, get the right angles, get the right sounds, get the visuals where we want them, and then we can start planning some adventures. So we look like we are ready to go. I'm going to start adding in some collective now. Quick check around. Anti-torque pedals ready to react. And as we start putting power in, I can immediately feel, I felt that movement before I saw it. That's quite incredible. Right, a bit more now. Oh man, it's incredible. The tiniest little inputs, you can feel what the chopper is trying to do, and then you just need to counter that. So we're actually off the ground here now, and anti-torque, let's spin us around. Again, I'm feeling that yaw input, it's quite incredible. Alright, we'll taxi forward here. Man alive, you talk about making things easier when you flight sim. Feeling the inputs, like that sense of load bearing on your body, only a motion rig can do that. Force feedback will bring you so far, but a motion rig, it's next level. It's like top tier stuff. So we'll taxi out here to the right. We're only about a couple of feet off the ground here. And again, this is the advantages of using a motion rig, force feedback, and VR. It's such an impact on your flight simming. Okay, we're looking good. Now, one thing I've noticed as well, since the latest patch from the sim, I had to dial back my hardware scheduling setting. I had to turn off the HAGS mode, which means I've lost the ability for frame gen inside of VR. It's not a huge problem. I mean, I'm still getting pretty good FPS, but I have noticed the odd stutter here and there. That could be a Pimax thing, it could be a sim thing, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to be dialing in these settings. It's still very smooth. I mean, it's super clear, super smooth, and the input that I can feel, oh, it's just incredible. It really is the ultimate, like, this is the sort of stuff you would expect from a level D sim. And I'm not talking about the systems or any of that jazz. I'm just talking about that feeling that you're actually flying. You know, you're in an aircraft, it's doing its thing, and you're just there for the ride. So, onto the active here now. Little bit of a roll. Man, this is beautiful. Alright, so collective coming up. Point the nose down a bit. Let's pick up some speed. Whoa. The whole rig is moving. This is awesome. Alright, we're looking good. Airspeed is moving nicely. Vertical speed, keep it in the positive range. There's our main terminal coming up here on the right hand side. Cork is out at our 1 and 2 o'clock position. So we'll continue flying the runway heading, and then we're going to roll out to the right. And that'll take us in the general direction of Cove. Oh man, every input, you can feel everything. It's like, if you didn't know any better, it's as if you can feel the airflow kind of underneath you. Incredible stuff. Great views over Cork. We got photogrammetry for pretty much all of Cork City, which is nice. Okay, so we're going to roll over to the right here. That's ridiculous. You can feel everything. I'm never leaving home again. That's it. I'm staying indoors. I have a new toy. Man alive, it's so real. So there's the Cork Ring Road, down with the kind of Kinsale Road roundabout neck of the woods-ish. well, the Tremor Road, I suppose. So we'll follow up on along here, and we'll probably trek across the south of the city. We're going to head up to a football stadium, GAA stadium, Parky Queeve. So we'll roll a little bit left here. Oh, it's insane. Got some cars down there looking sweet. Oh man, it's such an incredible experience. Like, and you couple that in VR. The sounds are there, the movement is there, the visuals are there. The only thing we're missing is the smell. That's the only thing it's missing. Every single input is detected from the rig. Left, right, up, down. It's incredible. And then the force feedback joystick, that's giving you resistance. I mean, you can feel the vibrations of it. You're getting the resistance where you expect to get it. So there's Parky Queeve. Ramble here to the right. That's, ah, Jesus, I nearly fell out. That's incredible. You won't, well, you shouldn't fall out, but you know. Now, one thing I will say, this whole rig, it's mechanical, yeah? So there's, you know, there's motors, there's gears, it's doing all of that jazz. So just be sure to kind of keep your, you know, your gaming space clear. I have the door closed here because we have a cat. The last thing I want is the cat to go, oh hey, what's this? And that was the last time the cat was ever seen. So just be super aware of that. I have my door closed. It's now 13,500 degrees in my sim rig. And you might be saying, Murph, why did you bury the rig into the corner? Well, for a very good reason, right? I mean, the state of this camera already, like, that, there's a camera on top of this camera, that's why it's not very clear, and the lighting isn't great. I mean, I know all of this. I'll be working on it, right? But the reason why I put it into this tight space, well, not everyone has a lot of space where they flight sim, right? I mean, you could be in your sitting room, you could be in your bedroom, you could be in a man cave, but I wanted to just see what sort of clearance you actually need to get this rig into position. I'm not worried about additional monitors or hardware. I mean, the rig sits in, you're in VR, all the cables reach, whatever don't reach I have extensions put in. So it's about 5 foot odd in width, maybe 4 feet, actually no, it's closer to 4 feet width-wise, and about 5.5 feet in length. That's the clearance that you need. The clearance I have on either side of me, like, we're talking centimeters, it's tight. But once you're clear of the walls, and you can test all of this using the software before you dive in. So, you know, you can make sure things are going to be grand. I originally had my Bravo mounted on this rig as well. It was catching the camera, so I've moved the camera up. And I'm just waiting on the CL60 flight yoke from Flight Sim to come along. And then I'll be doing more of the general aviation stuff. But this is the configuration I'll be using for a chopper, and I gotta say, lads, it's absolutely incredible. That sense, like, you're flying. If you're just using VR, some people get a little bit kind of queasy, you know, with motion. I gotta say, you couple VR with a motion rig, instead of your brain just saying, are we turning? Your body is now saying, no, we're turning. Because it's going to give you that feeling of G-force. Whoop. It's going to give you that feeling that you're actually turning. And that, do you know what? It actually helps you with the VR motion. It really is awesome. Right, there's Hull Bowling over there. That's home of the Irish Naval Service. Half the fleet is parked up. That's accurate. Because they've no one to go out on the ships. You need to pay the Naval Service more money, lads. Just saying. Now, up on the right-hand side, this here is Spike Island. Lots of history here. I mean, it was a prison, it was a fort, it's a museum now. The army used it for a while. Spike Island, pretty cool. You can do day tours and all that kind of stuff from down here. You gotta love photogrammetry. So on our left-hand side, that's Cove itself. And what's pretty cool about Cove, well, Titanic came here. And it picked up some passengers from Cove. And, jeez. This is nuts. It's control yourself, Murphy. It's there's a great museum now here. There's also a great restaurant, just to do a fabulous burger and chips, and it's right out on the quay wall there. So there's the big church at Cove. That's up the hill. There's a big cruise liner docked. Oh man, this is incredible. It really is incredible. And like every lean and every direction, you're feeling it. If the aircraft is yawing, if you're pitching up, if you're gaining altitude, losing altitude, if you're rolling, you can feel it before you can see it. Which is great, because as flight simmers, I mean, usually we gotta see it. You know, we spend so much time looking at our instruments, we'll glance at the horizon, but we're checking our instruments to make sure we're doing what we want to be doing. With a motion rig, you feel it. It's absolutely insane. Wow. Like the leaning, rolling, it's just incredible. Alright, we'll head back towards Cork City here. Now the performance with the sim, as I said, since the recent patch, I'm noticing one or two small little stutters here and there in VR. I can't use frame gen, so it looks like I'm going to have to dial down my settings just a little bit. But overall, I mean, it's incredible. Even in VR, like, man alive, it's incredible. Like, if you've never used VR in a flight sim before, I want to be there when you try it. It's just like, what is this? It's like the first time you've flown, or it's the first time you've even tried a flight sim. We'll ramble back up the river there, come back up by Parky Queeve again. But it's so very awesome. And getting all the inputs, it's nuts. Like, price-wise, okay, not everyone is going to be able to afford this, and I totally get that. I mean, you know, if Dot Reality hadn't have sent me out this rig, this would not have been on my radar. I would have been like, nah, it's very hard to justify that price. I mean, the Dot Reality H3, this retails at like $3,000, give or take, probably give, right? And there's other add-ons you can get for it. You can get additional mounts and, you know, cables and wheels and all this sort of jazz. The Moza hardware, price-wise, yeah, that's probably up around $500 or $600. And you might be saying, that's so expensive. But here's the thing, lads. Go back 10 or 15 years ago, and you wanted to talk about motion rigs, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. Like 20,000, 25,000. Force feedback, the only one we really had was Brunner, and that's a yoke, and that was what, 2,000? And then we talk about VR. I mean, for this sort of clarity, the Pimax Crystal Light, this is the man. When it comes to VR, this is just incredible. The price point, it's about $1,000. They do have fairly nice ways now in terms of spreading out that cost. I think you pay $500 or $600 up front, and then you pay them a monthly fee until it's paid off. So they are trying to make it way more accessible. By grouping all of these incredible bits and bobs together, VR, a motion rig, force feedback, I mean, this just takes your sim to a completely different level. Any one of these items transforms your sim. You want a sim in VR? It's a game changer. You want a sim with force feedback? Again, it's a game changer. You want to use a motion rig? Again, it's just the levels of immersion that you have, they're increasing so much. You put the three of those together with the visuals the Flight Sim 24 has, it's unbelievable. I never would have thought you'd have this experience in a, you know, a general civilian simulator. It's nuts. In a private simulator, like, you know, a home setup, without having to spend thousands, tens of thousands. Like, to get this full setup, I mean, okay, let's say you got your PC, because let's face it, the PC is going to be $2,000 to $5,000, right? It's a dear hobby we have. Whose idea was this to get into flight simming? But like, a motion rig, VR, and the force feedback. What are we talking? $4,500, $5,000, give or take. What's that? 10 lessons? Less, maybe 8 lessons. Real world flying for your PPL. Kind of puts things into perspective, right? This looks to be Holly Hill. That's Apple down there beneath us, I think. Oh, jeez, we'll turn here. Oh, we'll turn here a little bit. And there's an airport out here somewhere. It's up in a hill. I think it's over that way. It is. Right, we're heading towards the airport. I hope my views are okay and you can actually see what's happening. Not only with my face, but also in the sim. The 125, this is a cracker of a helicopter. It really, really is. I'm enjoying this. Because, like, I mean, usually I'm in the Alouette. That's my go-to heli. But I am really liking this 125. It's forgiving. It looks great. It sounds great. There's good performance in this thing. I mean, this flies faster than the Alouette. Right, so we're going to head back towards the airport, get ourselves landed where we took off, and then it's purely evaluation time. And do let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. You know, Murph, you need to change that camera. You need to change your audio. You need to change your face. Wait, what? Right? You know, just let me know what your feedback is, because it'd be great to kind of move this in a direction as our community does. So I'm kind of stuck with where the rig is now. I can't move it because I don't have the space, right? So it's to figure out, well, what we can do here. I mean, I might be able to throw a bit of a green screen beside me, but again, I don't know. I was thinking maybe putting some cameras on the ground, looking at all the gears and stuff moving. I mean, that could look pretty cool. Or even just having different angles, you know what I mean? Right, we're going to lower this collective, keep the cyclic pulled back, right back. We're going to come right back into our seat. Oh man, that's so good. That feeling is insane. That's just incredible. It really, really is. Bother, someone's parked into me heli spot. There's a van there. He may move. Get out of me spot, van. Alright, we'll see now, can we drop this into a hover? Easy. 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 Again, you have all that input. All the input is hitting you. Physically hitting you. It just makes your flying experience, you're in absolute control. You've got way more control. It makes it so much more easier. Your situational awareness, you know, the momentum, forward and vertical. Jeez, I hope that van is going to move. Let's see what we're doing here. We're just going to hover in. There's no way to move that divot, is there? We can park up beside that other jet, I suppose. What's he doing there? Again, I was watching a video there from, was it Russ, I think it was, you know, how they managed to put taxiway signage in the middle of a taxiway. You know what I mean? I really hope that's something that they can work on, because that is a huge kind of immersion breaker, isn't it? Russ Barlow put out a video the other day I was watching. Very, very good. And like, his frustrations with the sim is like, what the hell are they doing? Like, why can't they just like write a bit of code to say, hey, don't spawn me anywhere near, you know, a taxiway or on an active runway with traffic and stuff and taxiway lights in the middle of a taxiway. It's kind of weird looking. Alright, come on over this way a little bit. Easy now. Easy, easy, easy. Oh man, it's just, you have so much accuracy, if you like, because you can feel what the chopper is doing. Right, we'll drop her down here now to land. Easy, 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 easy. All right. And you can feel the impact when it's just incredible. I'm never leaving home again. Send supplies. Send it to Murph, P.O. Box, you know, the Man Cave, Murph Manor, County Tipperary. That's absolutely insane. Right, bring me mouse back. We need you. Engine off. Come up here. Come up here, Murph. There you go. There you go. Fuel pump off. Off. Avionics off. And fuel heat off. And there we go, friends. That's our flight. Rotor brake, show it on. Usually you have to wait until the rotors are nearly stopped. But sure, listen, I'm giddy. That's just an incredible experience. I want to thank you all so much indeed for watching this video. Listen, the production, it's got to get better. The lighting, the cameras, the audio, all of this has to get better. But as I said, rather than just kind of, you know, throwing this in the bin, well, I want you guys to be part of where this is going. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to get your feedback to say, or to see kind of what do we do next, do you know? Why is that all flashing out like a devil? Oh, the generator. Turn off the generator, Murph. There we go. And that goes back to idle, taxi, and landing off. Right, that's all sound. So, right, that's the story now. If you did like this video, if you want to see more of this kind of content, well, let me know in the comment section below. Smash the little like button. It helps out the channel like you wouldn't believe, because it recommends it to people, perhaps, who wouldn't ordinarily be watching. And, well, do be sure to hit the little bell icon so you know when the next video is live. So, from me, inside this setup, the banana state that I am in, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care.